Right. So let's talk about this fight between David Adeleye and Filip Hrgovic. Somebody asked me to do a breakdown to this video yesterday, yeah? And this is going to be one of the oddest breakdowns ever because I'll just tell you from the start. I first saw David Adeleye in the gym with Peter Fury, sparring with Hughie Fury. That's the first time I saw David Adeleye. First time I saw, because I was at the gym, I was doing a feature, and the feature was like in camp with the Furies, or in camp with Peter Fury and Hughie Fury, who's preparing to fight for the British title against Sam Sexton, I believe. Yeah, and that was going to be at Bolton Arena. So I was invited down. Shout out to Peter Fury, and it was a great few days to be with Peter Fury. A great trainer, an even greater human being. And with Hughie Fury as well, I was in the car, took me around. Really, really, really great. Really, to pair them, really great. And yeah, I couldn't say anymore. And Ty Mitchell was there, Savannah Marshall was there, David Adeleye was there. Yeah, so it was good. I got to see them. I got to see them all. Really, all great camp. Really, really great people. Um, for David Adeleye, for me, has changed. Like, not changed, but obviously he's grown. Obviously, when he was there, he was in the amateurs, going to prepare to go into the pro ranks. I said this is going to be a strange one, right? A guy that comes to my mind when I see David Adeleye, there's two people that come to my mind when I look at David Adeleye, and I don't know if you can see it, right? When Adeleye talks, he reminds me of Audley Harrison. Audley Harrison I used to go to college with. We sat right next to one another at college. And he reminds me a lot of Audley, a lot of Audleyisms. And on top of that, when I look at him physically, when I look at Adeleye, and sometimes he's talking, he brings me back to one of my favourite British heavyweight fighters, Gary Mason. So I see a bit of Gary Mason, and I see a bit of Audley Harrison, kind of wrapped into David Adeleye. Now, here where I'm going with this, yeah? So just so happens that his new trainer, David Adeleye's new trainer, is Adam Booth. Okay. So who's Adam Booth's, like, when you look at Adam, when you think Adam Booth and you think of Adam Booth's style, very loose, fast punch or hard punching, good footwork in and out. You know, guy, you make sure guys don't get hit and not get hit. That's literally the Adam Booth style. Sniper, right? And who was the best sniper that Booth had? If you talk Adam Booth and the philosophy of boxing of Adam Booth, it's David Haye. David Haye's whole style was modelled on the Adam Booth philosophy. Get in, get out, smash and grab. Smash and grab. Smash and grab. That was the idea. So it's absolute smash and grab. Absolute smash and grab. So that was the idea. Um, so Hay was the epitome. The best Adam Booth trained fighter is David Haye. Not so much George Groves, because Groves came kind of after Booth. So that was it. Uh, and so now we have David Adeleye, who's going to, I think, second fight with Adam Booth, or third fight with Adam Booth. So what is Adam Booth trying to get David Adeleye to be? Is it not the next David Haye? What does Adeleye have that Haye had? Punching power, fast hands, movement to move in and out. But I think Haye was more well schooled. He went and fought at the Olympics. He's got maybe a higher ring IQ than David Adeleye. I think David Adeleye is going to try and learn how to be like Haye. And so they're now taking a fight of a guy called Filip Hrgovic. Now, Filip Hrgovic, if you look at Hrgovic's style and you look at Vitaly Klitschko's style, Vitaly Klitschko's style and Hrgovic's style is very similar. So I said this is a strange prediction, right? But the best of David Haye, yeah, at heavyweight versus Filip Hrgovic. Does David Haye beat Filip Hrgovic? Does he punch hard enough to Filip Hrgovic? Or would Hrgovic beat? That's the question. Would Hrgovic beat David Haye? And you say, well, why are you talking about David Haye? David Haye's retired. No, but it's the idea. So let's take this further. What is Adam Booth trying to make David Adeleye do? Exactly what David Haye would do. Smash and grab. It's going to be like fast movers. Get in, explode, get out. Shift to the sides. You'll see he's got greater hand speed than Hrgovic, but he's going to have to just work on the inside. So the same strategy they used against Valuev, the same sort of strategy they tried to use against Vladimir Klitschko. But here comes the problem, the jab. Haye struggled with the jab because of the longer reach of Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir Morse kept him at the end of a jab. Now, the dimensions between Haye and Adeleye. Adeleye is a natural heavyweight. He never fought cruiserweight, whereas Haye was a cruiserweight that moved up to heavyweight. You see, so again, it's a strange analogy here, but look, you've got Hrgovic, who is well-rounded, the better boxer, puncher in Hrgovic. He's got the very, like I said, but I think he boxes better than Vladimir Vitaly, because Vitaly had a great chin and he had that boxing ability as well. The problem we have here, for this fight for Adeleye is that he had problems with the jab against TKV, and TKV has not even got the mastery of the jab the way that Hrgovic has. So Hrgovic could quite simply stick on that jab all night long with Adeleye, and as he's about to cross the line, get hit with right hands. That's the problem. That's the big problem that David Adeleye has. He's got speed, he's got movement, but has he got the IQ to close the range down and land big shots? Because if he hasn't, it's one-way traffic. It's going to be the jab and then the right hand of Hrgovic, the jab and then the right hand of Hrgovic, the jab and then the right hand of Hrgovic. And you saw with David Adeleye, once the jab and the right hand start landing, as he did in a TKV fight, he had nothing to offer until he was up close against TKV. So if Adeleye is going to win this fight, he's winning this fight by close range. He's going to slip inside. He's going to look to slip inside and land his combinations. That is it. He's not boxing Hrgovic from the outside. His only chance in this fight is to get up close and land the left or right hand combination and hope those punches. You see, he punched like a horse. Well, he may punch like a horse, but he was hitting TKV with shots, and the only time he hit TKV and knocked TKV down now was when he was up close and personal TKV, and he hit him on the break. Do you understand? And that's how he got the knockout. So, and he hit Wardley with great shots as well. So, I mean, is Adeleye a big puncher in his mindset? He believes he's a big puncher, or is he really a big puncher? And always he's effective. You could be a big puncher, but are you effective? Are you able to get in and get out? And that's going to be Adela's problem on the night. And for me, if he doesn't get past the jab and he can't get past the jab, Hrgovic is going to beat the crap out of Adeleye. I'm sorry, it's not going to be close, because if TKV can keep him on the jab and keep him on the outside, and Adela's not careful, he likes to switch off in fights. He switch off in a fight like this, Hrgovic should turn his lights out. Yeah, that's what I think. So let's hope. And for Filip Hrgovic, let's hope he doesn't come in here with that same arrogant attitude that he came in against Dubois. I hope he can actually be professional about his job. From Hrgovic, I want to see him staying behind the jab, just keeping David Adeleye behind the jab and in the jab, and then hit him with the right hand. And he comes in trying to hit him with the uppercut, and then tie him up. Referee says break, Get outside, get your distance, and use the jab. Just pure boxing. Jab, 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 Adelaide, jab, jab. Just put the jab in his face, and then blind him with the right hand. That's it. It's very simple boxing for Hrgovic. It's going to be much more difficult for Adelaide because he's going to have to rely on speed, punching power, and again, that punching power has to be at a level. And ring IQ. It's a big jump first to do that. And then it's like the biggest fight of his career. Has Adam Booth taught him enough? I mean, for me, I wouldn't have taken this fight yet against Hrgovic, but I can see why they would take the Hrgovic fight. It's very obvious they take the Hrgovic fight because they're thinking like, this guy is there to be hit. He gets hit a lot. He gets hit a hell of a lot. But the fact he gets hit of a lot, that isn't a problem that he gets hit a lot. The problem is he takes those shots and he's still there. It's not like he gets hit a lot and his legs wobble and he goes down. This guy takes shots and still wins fights. I don't know if Adeleye is good enough to close the gap. Just as David Haye was unable to close the gap. And then if Hrgovic is then able to push Adeleye onto the back foot, it's game over. Because Adeleye has to be coming forward. He has to be chucking bombs. He has to be rolling and getting inside. If he knocks Hrgovic out, it's because he's got on the inside. Hrgovic has come out slow. That's the only way. That's the only way he beats Hrgovic. Hrgovic can outbox him. He can outwork him, outpunch him. He can knock him out. So Hrgovic has got different ways. He can win this fight on the front foot, Hrgovic. He can win this fight on the back foot, Hrgovic. When I say on the front foot, he can use the jab in an aggressive fashion to push Adeleye back. He can use the jab in an effective fashion on the back foot to counter, to use the jab, bring Adeleye on and hit him with a straight right hand. So I think Hrgovic has got more ways of winning the fight. Hrgovic has got more ways of winning the fight, whereas I think that Adeley's only got one way to win this fight. I'm yet to be convinced that Adeleye is a world-class puncher. He can punch, and I've seen a lot of guys punch at domestic level, but whether he's a world-class puncher against an educated, well-schooled boxer, elite boxer, I don't know. Because elite boxers can see the punch coming. Whereas good boxers will walk onto those shots, you know. We'll see. Fascinating fight. If I had to go with it, I'm going to go with Hrgovic. Adeleye could cause the upset. But tried and tested with Abel Sanchez in his corner. Sanchez won't allow Hrgovic to come in any sort of state than how he should, than the state he should be in. And Hrgovic is so close now. I don't think he messed up. He messed up against Dubois. I don't think he's going to mess up again. For Adeleye to win this fight, he's going to have to throw hellish amount of punches, a high output, and I just don't. I think when Hrgovic starts to land the jab on Adeleye, there's going to be a problem. That's what I think, and I think he might. If he doesn't get the knockout early, I think he blows out his load just like how David Haye used to, and I think then Hrgovic will close the show out, maybe mid to late rounds. Right, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments in the comment section, and remember, we talk the truth here. Oh, and also check out our interviews on this channel. We've got a lot of interviews on this channel from a lot of top fighters. Take care.